Good evening. Hello. Okay, so this is copywriting for your Google and your YouTube ads. So if you guys are struggling with your Google and YouTube ads copy, and if you guys just have no idea what to put in your Google and YouTube ad copy, hopefully this can be of service. This is just what I do when I'm structuring my copywriting for my Google and my YouTube ads. And hopefully I can be of service in attenuating any problems you may have with your copywriting. So, obviously, with Google Ads, you only have a small window of opportunity and you only take a small amount of the page up when you're actually doing your ads, especially for like search ads and like shopping ads and stuff like that. So, your copywriting has to be a lot more tactical than it would be for a YouTube ad, for example, because you have a lot more to work with. You can use your chops, you can use your copywriting chops a lot better in your YouTube ads. You can craft engaging hooks, you can use psychological triggers, you can identify your USP, you can use a CTA, you can include all of these things within your YouTube ad copy, but you may not be able to incorporate it in your Google ads copy because you just don't have enough space. So here is what I do for my Google and my YouTube ads, and hopefully you guys can take something from it and implement it yourself. So let's get in straight to it. So you first of all, you want to identify your unique selling points or your USP. You need to clearly understand what sets your product or service apart from competitors. You need to understand your product back to front and how it fits within your industry and your niche. Is it the price? Is it the quality? Is it your customer service or something unique about the product itself? You want to highlight these unique selling points in your ads. For example, if your online store offers customizable products like a bespoke product, make sure to emphasize the made just for you aspect. So, for example, like Build a Bear back in the early 2010s and like mid 2000s, they made bespoke bears that you can make yourself, and that was a unique selling point. That was literally in their name, Build a Bear. They put their USP as their business name, and it blew up. It was everywhere in England. Obviously, now people buy stuff online, so it has died down as a retailer, and that's kind of sad because I used to love Build a Bear when I was younger, but I digress. So, here is a good example of highlighting their USP on a Google search ad. So, we buy your car 2 hours in webuyyourcars.com. It says, we come to your home or your office like new, wrecked, or not running. So, their USP is the fact they travel to you to buy your car, not the other way around, and that sets them apart from the rest of their competition and industry. So that is probably a big example of how you would structure your USP for your search ads. So you want to put it right there. We come to your home or your office. So that is a good example. So the next thing would be crafting engaging hooks. Hooks are crucial because they capture the attention of potential customers. Start your ad with something that directly addresses the customer needs, desires, or problem. For instance, if you're selling a productivity app, a hook like tired of endless to-do lists can immediately engage someone feeling overwhelmed by tasks. Here is another example. It'd be dealing with acne question mark. Learn if a clinically proven acne medication can help you. So if you are dealing with acne and you search help to get rid of acne, and that's the first thing you see, and it's like dealing with acne question mark, you think in your head, you're like, oh, I am dealing with acne. How can they help me? And it says it right at the bottom. Learn if a clinically proven acne medication can help you. So that is an example of a pretty good hook to engage your prospective audience. So the next thing you want to do is use IVOC data. So IVOC data is indirect voice of customer. I find this much more useful than direct voice of customer because it actually tells you what you says, because oftentimes when people are asked directly, they have no idea what their problems are and they have no idea how to fix it. So when they're complaining on the internet, they usually know what their problems are because they're just saying it randomly to strangers and they're venting. So you want to leverage language and sentiments from customer reviews, social media comments, or survey responses in your ad copy. This method ensures that your messaging resonates deeply with potential customers by reflecting their own language and concerns. So basically, good copywriting doesn't sound like a marketer. It sounds like a customer. You have to sound exactly like your prospective customer and just regurgitate their problems back to them and sell them the solution. That is good copywriting at its core. So here is an example. If a buyer frequently mentions how your product saves time, you could use phrases like get hours back in your day in your ads. And this type of data can be collected from review websites such as Google My Business or G2 and articles in online publications. You can also use things like social listening from videos and comments from YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms that mention your product. I prefer YouTube, if I'm being honest. TikTok, that rots your brain. But if you're doing market research, I think you can get away with it. But make sure you're just not scrolling on there for hours on end, and then you get out of it and it feels like you just came out some sort of fugue state. I wouldn't recommend it whatsoever. So number 4 would be incorporate psychological triggers. So you want to utilize principles from psychology to make your ads more compelling. You want to mention limited time offers to create a sense of urgency. Like I said in other videos, scarcity breeds urgency, and make sure it's real scarcity. You don't want to be lying to your customers, because that is how you kill brand. The number one way to kill your brand is creating fake urgency in order to get them to buy. When in honestly, like in retail shops, you see it all the time where it's like 50% off ends 21st of May or something like that, when it really doesn't. They just take it off and put another 50% off tag, and they just change the date that it ends. So it's perpetually 50% off, because it was never 50% off. It's full price. They just want to make you think that you're getting more than what you are. So you could highlight customer testimonials for social proof. You want to be like, e.g., like etc. You want to join 10,000 happy customers. This elements can significantly boost the effectiveness of your ad. So if you ever go on like Amazon or something like that, and you're looking for, let's say, a phone charger, right, an Apple phone charger, and there's two. One is 5 stars with 5,000 reviews, and the other one is 4.7 stars with 1,000 reviews. Which one are you going to pick? You're obviously going to pick the 5-star one, when the 4.7 star could be just as good and just have slightly more people that were angry with it because maybe it took too long to get there or something like that. And guess who's going to win out 99% of the time in terms of making the most revenue in terms of for buying chargers? It's going to be the 5-star charger. And this isn't a small gap. This is magnitudes more revenue they're going to make, because literally everyone that sees those two is going to pick the 5-star one every single time, when basically the other charger it could be the same products sold by different people, and the one with 5-star reviews will win because of social proof. They'll be like, they are like, those people saw it as 5 stars, I'm most likely to see it as 5 stars. And it's essentially monkey see monkey do. That's what it is. So number 5, you want to highlight benefits over features, because no one cares about features. They care about the inference of features and how it can benefit them. So you want to convert features into benefits in your ads. For instance, if your product is made from high quality materials, don't just state that fact. Instead, explain how it provides better, long lasting experience, such as enjoy our durable, kid friendly design that lasts for years. So they don't care about the feature whatsoever. No one ever cares about the feature. They care about what the feature can do for them. Like with my phone, I have Gorilla Glass at the front. Yeah, it does, like, Gorilla Glass makes no sense to me. It doesn't. I don't care about Gorilla Glass. I care about Gorilla Glass because I can do this to my phone and it doesn't break. See, that is the benefit. The feature of Gorilla Glass is that it's basically almost nigh on indestructible, and I like that because it saves my phone, because I drop it all the time, because I am clumsy. That is one of the things I need to work on, but I digress. It doesn't matter that I'm clumsy. Don't even worry about it. So number 6 would be, you want to use clear and concise language. Ideally, you want your copy to be understood by 10-year-olds. You want the maximum amount of people to understand what you're saying as possible, because that increases your customer base. So let's say the mean IQ is 100, right? So let's say 35% of that is one standard deviation below that. That, like, they're not going to understand if you say seven, 8, 9 letter words. It's all just techno babble. You want it to be as clear and concise as possible. So with your Google ads, you're working with limited space. So every word must count. You want to be direct and to the point and avoid any complex jargon that might confuse your audience. Your call to action should be clear and compelling, encouraging people to click, such as shop now to save. That is a good example. So number seven, this is employ A/B testing. This is the same thing in every single market. It's testing, testing, testing. In any industry, you want to you want to test, test, test. So you want to test different versions of your ads to see which one performs better. You might change a headline, alter the description, or use different call to actions. This process helps to identify what resonates best with your audience and can lead to improved ad performance. So number eight, you can adopt niche techniques. And now I don't do this very often, but hopefully I may help someone out if they have a very, very niche product or a very complex product. So if your product is niche or complex, you want to consider using techniques like metaphors or analogies to explain its benefits, or incorporate storytellings to create an emotional connection. Sensory words can be very effective, making the experience feel vivid and real. So essentially, you want to induce some kind of pseudo synesthesia essentially in your prospective customer. So if you know what synesthesia is, it's like you can smell colors and stuff like that. So it's very vivid and very real. Like you can get multiple senses mixed into one, and that's how you want to feel when you're using compelling storytelling within your copywriting. So number nine, you want to optimize for mobile and SEO. This isn't particularly copywriting. This is just good advice in general if you're doing ads and marketing. So you want to make sure your ads are optimized for mobile viewing, such as because many people will encounter them on their phones. Additionally, include relevant keywords naturally in your ad copy to improve SEO and ensure that your ads appear in the right searches. So, number 10, competitor research. We're not going to reinvent the wheel here. There are only so many ways to win. So, you want to stay informed about the latest trends in digital advertising and continuously analyze the performance of your ads. Use the insights you can gain to refine your strategies and experiment with new ideas to keep your ads fresh and effective. And by deepening each of these elements, your Google ads can not only attract attention, but also drive conversions and sales more effectively. Remember, the key to successful advertising is to remain adaptable and responsive to both data and customer feedback. And that goes double in real life. You always want to remain adaptable and responsive. It's adapt or die. So, if you guys got any value from that whatsoever, I appreciate that. And that is what I'm here for. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any video recommendations, please feel free to put them in the comment section so I know what to make a video on. And if you want help with your Google ads, I do run an agency. You can book a call, no strings attached whatsoever, just to see if we'd be a good fit for each other. And if not, then I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's me. Take care.